Hey folks, although this video is a little late, it is still mostly relevant because it addresses the State of the Union address. Now, while it figuratively and literally pains me to have to say this and to do this, I do feel I owe it to the president to extend my congratulations for a job pretty much well done. At least for him, because although he essentially yelled at us during the entire speech and all after showing up late, at least he was not stumbling or forgetting what he wanted to say, sniffing people's hair, shaking imaginary hands, thanking dead people, falling asleep, or checking his watch, just to name a few. So with that said and out of the way, I would personally also like to send a shout out to Jeff Dunham. You know, the comedian ventriloquist who puppeteers Walter, the grumpy old man puppet. Yeah, I'd like to thank Jeff Dunham for doing an exemplary job in being the voice of the president during the State of the Union. He outdid himself, apparently. While you typically and usually simply can't see his mouth moving, this time, he himself was nowhere to be seen. And yet... But all kidding aside, folks, has anyone besides me noticed how much President Biden truly and literally does look like Walter, especially when he furrows his face? But back to a more serious assessment. During the State of the Union, all I heard was President Biden giving himself a pat on the back. A pat on the back, which I suppose is much better than the swift kick in the arse he actually and really is deserving of. And so he seemed to be patting himself on the back, I guess, because no one else will do it. Patting himself on the back for a job well done. I believe that's what they call delusional or denial in psychology. President Biden claimed to have created several hundreds, if not thousands, of new jobs across the U.S. And while I really don't know what America he's living in, I do have to agree with him, at least to some degree. He deserves and can be given credit for creating vast job opportunities. Vast job opportunities for those panhandling on our streets. Oh, you know the ones, the very same people who have invaded our country, our neighborhoods, and our communities, and are now begging for handouts as we drive by or walk by. Those individuals who are trying to play on our North American sentimentalities, holding up signs saying anything except apparently a job will help, and therefore God bless. He's also created an overwhelming abundance of work for those who pillage from us, putting businesses, long-standing businesses, and hardworking store owners out of business. He has also given illegal immigrants an opportunity to realize the proverbial American dream, and all while stealing that same American dream from us, allowing them to set up shop under bridges, selling us, the hardworking people of this nation, fruits and vegetables that they've cut up on unsanitary cardboard boxes under the very same deteriorating, decaying, and filth-filled bridges while we drive by on our way to work. By the way, no FDA standards or approval needed, and no health department standards either for them. Only for you and me. Oh yeah. And let's not forget that Biden has also created an overwhelming abundance of work for the drug cartels who are smuggling in fentanyl, the number one killer of many North Americans, and jobs for the coyotes and human traffickers that are not afraid to bring their illicit practices into our nation via our wide open border. So yes, and yes, and yes, in all these aforementioned regards, the president has, in fact, done an excellent job in creating an overwhelming abundance of these types of new jobs. As far as helping the farmers, he can also take credit for that. In fact, he's done an excellent job for agriculture. He has brought in millions of undocumented illegals to do as Chuck Schumer suggested and Nancy Pelosi implied: clean our homes, farm our farms, and basically do our dirty work. But he has also helped agriculture by making marijuana legal and making more drug consumption possible, as if illegal substance abuse in North America, perhaps across the globe, wasn't already a problem, creating a society of slow, lazy, complacent, and apathetic people. In addition, our president can also take credit for bolstering agriculture by helping spread the bullshit. So again, kudos to him on doing an excellent job for creating more jobs in agriculture. He can also be thanked for new jobs in the housing market. Although while not good for you and me, he's opened up vast opportunities for those who lend money, or for the likes of those like Jeff Bezos and the Faucis of the world, who were able to buy up not only most of our farmland, but many of our desirable homes while we were locked in because we essentially couldn't go out and we couldn't afford it. Thanks to this administration, there has also been a new opportunity for snake oil salesmen who pawn themselves off as real estate agents to further take advantage of the common folk, pawning off garbage for gold because inventory is low and interest rates are high, and therefore selling we the people glorified garbage for gold. Never before has it ever been heard of in America, the land of supposed opportunity for people to be purchasing glorified converted garages and meager mobile homes for well above asking price, which often translates into paying $500,000 for fancified sheds and shanty shacks. But again, that's all people can essentially afford thanks to Bidenomics and Bidenflation. Oh yeah, and one more thing. Joe Biden went on during his State of the Union to describe America as a nation who always gets back on her feet. She always gets back up after she's been knocked down. Well, who better to know or bring that point home than the man who often foibles, fumbles, and he himself frequently gets knocked down or falls down. So yes, Joe Biden deserves 4 more years. 4 more years to completely destroy or maybe even annihilate America.